I'm here at Gaslight Lounge in the Meatpacking District with Kent Evans, the author of A Crash Course on the Anatomy of Robots. Now, Kent, why don't you give us a crash course on the anatomy of robots?
Thank you, Jess. Well, the book is kind of my love song, fictional memoir love song to the death of my parents, travel, and kind of disastrous relationships that have gone through my life in and around different parts of the world and different parts of the country. And it occurs over several decades in multiple countries throughout Latin America and Asia, as well as the States. And the fictional protagonist, Damian Wood, is sort of the titular robot of the title, in the sense that he kind of views himself in this vacuum of social isolation. What I mean by that is sort of, well, it's very much a book of this time, of this era, which is where all of us are connected through social media and Twitter and the net and every application or whatever have you that's out there. I believe that there's this pervasive feeling of isolation that a lot of people have, that although we can connect with everyone, we don't necessarily do so. And the crash course element of the title has to do with the fact that the book is broken up like a manual. So as opposed to being broken up chronologically, as most fictional novels would be, it's broken up thematically. So there'll be a section that's a crash course on relationships, or a crash course on death and family, or sex and travel.
This is the first time I've heard of an album accompanying a book. Now, it's such a unique idea. Has that been done before that you know of, and what made you think to do that?
In the way that I'm doing it, I don't think so. I mean, I find that hard to believe that it hasn't been, but I haven't run into anyone that has. But I think part of it is I'm both a writer and a musician, and so for me, spoken word has always been the way for me to connect and bridge those two worlds. And so for me, it was a very natural thing to do, especially with the technology that we have now, where you can sort of combine these written texts with musical accompaniment or interactive media. It just seemed, well, if I've written a book with the word robots in the title, it seemed like it would be insane not to embrace that. So, but yeah, I mean, there's plenty of audiobooks, but none of the authors do their own music or have composed it, you know. And to be fair, if I did an entire audiobook with music, it would be a 12-hour album, and you know, maybe one day. But I just thought that I thought it was a good way to sort of showcase myself as a multidisciplinary artist, and have it so there were these different mediums that the book or the idea of the novel could be enjoyed. That if you wanted to listen to the spoken word album, that was an option. Or if you wanted to just read the book, that was also an option. But that if you wanted to read the book and listen to the album in the parts where it shows up, that also would be a third, completely different way to experience the piece of work. Hi, I'm Kent Evans, the author of A Crash Course in the Anatomy of Robots. You can pick my book up anywhere, support your local independent booksellers, as well as the album you can pick up online anywhere. And you can go to kentevans.net if you need any of the updates on where I'm going to be touring, what I'm going to be playing, who I'm going to be playing with, and where I'm going to be at. And I hope to see you on tour.